Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 145. On today's episode, I'm going to be giving you a Barcelona news roundup. There are some new pieces of information, some transfer rumors, and also, guys, our new kit, our 2023 to 2024 season kit has been announced. As you can see right now, Dembele he's what's it called? He's pointing at the camera with the new kit. But before we get into the episode, as always, I post a link on Twitter at Kool Podcast 10. Anytime you guys ever want to join and give your thoughts, comments, discussions, or whatever, always feel free and welcome. We encourage people to join onto the episode. That way you guys can give your thoughts as well. But guys, also follow us on our social media platforms. Everything is at Kool Podcast. Make sure to tune in. But guys, the Barcelona kit has been announced. Now, this is Barcelona's kit. I think it's actually pretty nice. There could have been some minor tweaks that I think would have made it really good. But I think it looks really nice. That's Dembele posing right there. This is Balde. It looks actually sick. I'm not gonna lie. But when I said like the kit could be a slightly little bit better, what do you guys think of this right here? That white outline, is it white or like a little bit of gold? A little bit gold. Those outlines that would have been really nice. It would have made it actually perfect. But Barcelona's kit has been inspired by the women's team. It actually in the badge it shows a little. Let me see if I can find it. That's also Pedri. Let me see if I can find it. But it's not important. But basically, that is Barcelona's kit. What are your guys' thoughts on the kit? Do you guys like it? Would you like to see some changes maybe? I actually think it's pretty nice. Um, but next piece of news, guys. Now we're moving on into the transfer rumors. Barcelona have got Giovanni Lo Celso on the list of midfield targets. Xavi likes him. They will ask about him if Tottenham decide to open talks about bringing back Clement, about bringing Lenglet back to the club. Now, guys, what do you make of Barcelona's interest in Giovanni Lo Celso? Now, this is a very interesting tweet. Now, I actually rate Giovanni Lo Celso. He's been absolutely huge for Villarreal and for the Argentinian national team. But we didn't have the best of times at Spurs. However, he is a very talented player, and due to our limitations, financially and everything, and two of our key pivots. Basically rejecting the move to Barcelona, both Zubamendi and Kimmich. It leaves Barcelona a little bit, I would say, lacking in that midfield area. Xavi does want an interior and a pivot to come in for the season. And I think that's fair, for example. I think that, for example, Gundogan, if we can get Gundogan, Giovanni Lo Celso is an alternative to Gundogan. And I think that's a very good alternative, even though Gundogan would be my first choice option. And for the pivot role, I would be looking at Amrabat. However, if we can't get Amrabat, we're gonna need someone else to come in, and so Barcelona's gonna be looking to see who can they bring in to basically manage that position. But I think this move depends on the price. Is going to be a swap deal, for example, because Spurs Lenglet is coming back to Barcelona, but we don't know if Spurs are going to want to are going to want to keep Lenglet in the club. I personally would like Lenglet to be sold, but we have to see what happens. And the important thing is the price. How much is he going to be costing? Because Barcelona, they don't have the finances to basically splash like 50 million on every single player, and so that's is very, very vital. But now moving on to our next piece of information, I'm going to give you a quote from Raphinha. Our next season's goal is the Champions League, and this is just very, 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 very important to know. Um, or it basically reaffirms our belief that, hey, we need to do better in the Champions League. All the fans know that we need to do much better in the Champions League. 2 years in a row, we've been knocked out from the group stage. We haven't even advanced to the knockouts, and that's extremely, extremely poor from a club like Barcelona. And next season, we have to compete in the Champions League. We have to go, and our aim should be to win it. And if not, go deep in the competition, because I know lots of you guys, I know myself, we do not want to be humiliated once again. We want to make a deep run in the Champions League. We want to have that our focus. And I'm very glad to see that the players, they also agree with that. And Rafinha has stated that he has a contract with Barcelona and that he would like to stay here for many, many years. And what are your guys' thoughts on Rafinha's first season at Barcelona? I thought Rafinha's first season from Barcelona, it went from less to more for basically. I thought at the first half of the season, he wasn't great. Towards the second half of the season, he did improve a lot and he contributed with key goals and key assists. And that's something that I would definitely like for Rafinha to continue. Basically, start the season with some very good form and improve on those numbers because as a Barcelona winger, you are vital to the way we play. Just adding that width and if Rafinha can contribute with better numbers, it's just gonna make the team better. But now moving to our next piece of information, we have information from managing Barca. Breaking: PSG offered 100 million to FC Barcelona for Pedri a few months ago, but the club rejected it. And this is information from Cule Manias. Eh, Now, I'm very glad that Barcelona didn't accept this offer from PSG for 100 million. I believe that Pedri, he's a player that's going to mark an era at the club. I believe that he's going to be on par, for example, with Xavi and Iniesta. If you have Xavi and Iniesta rating you that highly, and calling you this great player, it's for a reason. And on top of that, when we look back, Xavi and Iniesta, they weren't playing at Barcelona at this level that young. And that is very impressive because we have to remember Pedri is extremely, extremely young and we have such a gem in our squad. And 100 million, it's not enough. If we truly want to let Pedri go, upwards of 200, maybe 250, something like that, because this is a player that's going to be in Barcelona, hopefully for many, many years to come. And thankfully, the Barcelona did not accept that offer. But now moving to our final piece of information, guys, we're going to be giving you some quotes from Gavi. He did an interview with Sport. Um, and the first quote is: Madrid can sign whoever they want. I couldn't care less. We only focus on ourselves and we have a good team. And this is a continuation of this quote from Gavi. Bellingham, Madrid can sign whoever they want, but I really don't care. We have a great team with many youngsters. We'll always go to death to win. Now, this gives me such confidence knowing that the Barcelona players, are not worried about Real Madrid because if you guys didn't know, but Jude Bellingham has signed for Real Madrid, or a fee report of 100 million, something like that, and so some people are criticizing Barcelona, saying, "Hey, why isn't Barcelona going for these big money move signings?" But Barcelona isn't that type of club to make those huge signings. I know we have done that in the past, but Barcelona is a club that makes great players, such as Gavi, such as Pedri, such as Araujo, and I think as a Barcelona player, you should be confident in your ability to compete with whoever, because this is also going to be leading on to our next topic of discussion. But every single Barcelona player should feel confident, and they shouldn't be worried about what Real Madrid is doing. Because if we do our work, we don't have to worry about Real Madrid. If we do our work properly and we get things done, and the things that we should get done, we don't have to worry on anything. And speaking on that mentality, these are some quotes from Goretzka, with Sport One. We joked around with Ter Stegen. He told us they're very happy in Barcelona to see to see Bayern become Bundesliga champions. As a result, they won't draw us next year. Now, even though Goretzka is joking with Ter Stegen, I don't like that Ter Stegen didn't respond back, because if you're joking around with the situation, it doesn't fill me with confidence, because whenever we kind of joke around, there is some truth into that. And so as as player of Barcelona, you shouldn't be afraid to play anyone. If we're drawn with Bayern Munich in the group stage, we should go, okay, it's Bayern Munich. We're gonna play them. We're gonna give it everything we got. We don't worry about Bayern Munich. I don't want this mentality, this loser mentality, like, oh no, we're afraid of Bayern Munich. Because if even though there's an underlying tone, or if you read in between the lines, that basically says Barcelona is afraid to play Bayern Munich, and that's not a positive message. This is Barcelona. We're not afraid of anyone. If Barcelona have to play Bayern, if they have to play Madrid, if they have to play Manchester City, if they have to play Man United, we go and play them. It's that simple. We play our football. If we play our football 100%, we beat anyone in the world, and that is what every single Barcelona player should have. And this is very bad, because this this joking around, we can see that, for example, that fragile mentality has also led us to crumble in the biggest of moments. Because how many times in the Champions League, when we're faced with adversity, we just crumble, and it's so sad to see. But now talking about the final quote from the Gavi interview, I'm young, and it's true that I have to improve in many aspects. However, my essence is to compete to the death for 90 minutes. That's always what I do. Now, Gavi is such a breath of fresh air. Gavi, he is such a vital player to the team. I know many people, they undervalue him and they don't rate him, but there's a reason why he's only 18 years old and he's played the amount of games that he played. I believe he's played 70 games already. That's actually crazy, the amount of games that he's played. And this is all due to his hard work and his role in the team. Gavi, he adds that endless pressing, that endless energy. As you could say, compete to the death after 90 minutes, just 90 minutes of constantly running after the ball. And the thing is, Gavi, he's very good technically. When Gavi basically tries to disrupt play, tries to press the opponent, and he recovers the ball, he knows when to make the right pass, when to make the right decision. And in a tactical setup, that's extremely vital, just to have a player who can read, who can press, um, recover the ball very well, and then distribute. And he basically, he's basically a joker, or what's it called? Or you like, no, not a joker, like an ace of spades, or or someone who can play all around. Because Gavi, he can play as an interior, he can play as a false winger, he can play as a 10. The Gavi has a lot of versatility, and that's extremely vital for a coach. But guys, that was it for our Barcelona news roundup. What do you guys make of our topics discussed? What did you guys make of the new kit? Did you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? What do you guys make of the rumors regarding Lo Celso? Would you like Lo Celso to come into Barcelona, or would you like for us to be looking at other alternatives? And what do you guys make of both Raphinha's and Gavi's quotes? Raphinha's quote regarding the Champions League, and Gavi's quote regarding both the Bellingham transfer to Real Madrid, and as well as that brief piece of news regarding Goretzka and Ter Stegen. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's news roundup. As always, follow us on our social media platforms. Everything's at Kool-Aid Podcast on TikTok, on Instagram, and on Twitter. I also have the links posted down in the description. But guys, as always, have a good day. And we'll catch you guys all in the next episode.